about this fire.
Wait, I'm not sure whether you can hear me because I've moved closer to the scene now, and I'm not sure whether you can hear me very well. But there's one fire truck that is remaining here now. There was another one, but the residents there are telling me it ran out of water, so it went to get more. This is not verifiable information, but what I know is there were two. Now there's just one. There are about 4 ambulances around here. The flame seems to be even more intense as we speak. The smoke is all over the building now. They seems to be overwhelmed. As soon as the second ambulance, the second firefighting truck left, the one that is remaining now is struggling to contain the fire. And what you can see so far is the fire is spreading really fast. I just walked out to there's an adjacent hospital there, the Nairobi hospital. It's just adjacent, and there's several people standing outside. Just behind it, there's also another residential area, several people in there. They would not allow me to come in, but the people who stood out of the gate told me they've not officially been evacuated. However, they are scared that the fire might spread to their place as well. So they've sort of stepped back. They're all just standing outside the estate trying to see how fast this can be contained. And the reason why you're seeing the traffic is still flowing, Wahiga, is that because the building is on the farthest end of Ngong Road. The explosions are becoming much more intense. As you can see, the flame is now overwhelming. It's now almost covered the entire car dealership that we're telling you earlier on. The first fire brigade firefighters that came in here left, Wahiga. We're not sure whether they're going to come back again, but the people who were closer, when I spoke to them, they told me that it ran out of water. Now there's another one that is just coming in. I believe it's either the same one or another one has been sent in. This may be the one that ran out of water, or another one has just come in. Now there are two. It's from the Nairobi City County. At least they'll try and fight it, but it seems to be trying to gain access from that area as well right now as we speak, Wahiga. I'm just trying to give you as much detail as we can. There's several police officers from where I'm standing as we speak right now. We still don't know whether there are any casualties there, but what we know is that there are 4 ambulances around. One of the firefighting brigade truck that had left, it seems to have returned. Either it's another one or it's the same one, because the first one that was there, the people who were watching said it ran out of the firefighting equipment and there was no water there, so it had to leave. As soon as it went out, Wahiga, we can see the flames are becoming even much more intense because they were tackling it from both ends, from the front and from the side. But what you can see now is that it's almost engulfing the entire car dealership area. Like you can see, Wahiga, and it's becoming much more intense. The second fire truck is still trying to gain access right now. The flames are becoming much more serious. We still do not know whether there are any casualties. There are 4 ambulances. I spoke to one of the the people manning the ambulances, and they said they're not too sure whether there are any casualties, but they're not leaving anything to chance. That's the reason why they have 4 ambulances in all the 4 corners of the building, and they're trying to see if there's going to get anyone out of the building or if there was anyone at that particular point. Remember, we told it's a 9-story building, and these are events happening in real time at the Ngong Road area, and the smoke seems to be much more intense. It's a 9-story building, about 1,200 square feet of the floor. There are several offices there. There are apartments that are just behind it. They're not exactly in the same building, but they're just behind it. I spoke to some residents there, and they're telling me that they also just had explosions. They've not officially been evacuated. They're not sure whether they are safe or not, but they've decided to step out. So when you move closer there, you'll see that they're just standing outside the gate trying to see if they can be safe or not. The explosions are becoming much more intense and closer intervals. People are speculating that it's probably gas tanks that keep exploding there. As you can hear, another one just went off. The entire floor is almost now engulfed by the flames there. The first fire truck that was remaining there seems to be overwhelmed. I'm not sure that they're still intervening, because earlier on they had ladders up there. Now I don't see the ladders anymore. The second truck seems to be trying to gain access to that area as well. The residents are saying it ran out of water the first time and it went for more, but there's another reinforcement that has just come in. That area is cordoned off. However, the Ngong Road traffic is still flowing in and out, but there's still police officers trying to man the situation. There's several people around the area. It's a very risky situation as we speak right now. Washirima?
Trevor, what's happening now, Trevor and Wahiga? It seems like there are people who've come in to take some of the cars out of the basement. I've just seen one that has been driven out because what it looks like now, it seems like the fire has spread too much. And I can see a few people who are getting into the basement to remove their cars, because we can see some some of the debris from the floor that is on fire that's falling onto the basement. And there's a second vehicle that's being driven out.
Okay.
Madam Veska, how are you?
Mashirima, do we have you back on now?
Yes.
Go ahead.
What we can see now is another vehicle that's being driven out. The first vehicle was a Mercedes, and the second one, there's still explosions coming from the building. The second car that's being driven out, I believe, is a Porsche Cayenne, and there are just a few people who are trying to remove some of the blocks that are on the way, so the vehicles can be driven out faster.
Okay,
and there are police officers here who are trying to push away, rather to get people out of the way so that work can get easier. The police officers just arrived about 10 minutes ago.
Mashirima, I'm wondering, how safe is that? I mean, this is still a very volatile situation. Are there police allowing people to go in and remove their vehicles? And honestly, how safe is that?
The police have just arrived about 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
And I don't know who exactly is removing the cars, but I believe it should be perhaps the management of Al Hussein Motors, because the cars that are being driven out don't seem to even have any registration plates. Okay, there's one that has a registration plate. These are cars that are being driven out of the basement, because it seems a bit unlikely for the fire to be contained. But I can see the firefighters still trying to contain the fire on the first floor. It hasn't yet gotten to the cars that are on display on the edge of the first floor of Malik Heights. But on the basement, there are cars that are being driven out right now. Wahiga.
Okay, cars being driven out right now. Obviously, the concerns around the security of that at this moment, bearing in mind, who knows what could happen if the building caves in at some point there while some are trying to remove their vehicles. We hope the police will be able to give direction on that. We also have our Stephen Lecho. It's a glass building. Yes, just which we know could be even worse. Who knows in terms of projectiles. Okay, so I'm told that our Trevor Mbija has more information. Trevor, what more can you tell us, even as we are being told that some vehicles, and we can kind of see them being driven out of the basement of that building?
My apologies. This is unfolding in real time. I just got a call from the CEC, Veska Chepkemweka Ngogo from the Nairobi County, and she's telling me that they've deployed 4 firefighters and 2 water boozers here. The problem is not water, like she clarified that earlier on. She's saying the problem is access. In fact, she's pleading with the police to clear the area. They're saying they've deployed 4 water firefighting trucks, which have plenty of water, and 2 water boozers as well. What they're struggling with right now is access. In fact, she mentioned that she's going to send me the number of the manager who's coordinating the entire event there. She's saying that the issue is not really that there's no water. They have 4 firefighting trucks and 2 water boozers that have been deployed by the Nairobi County, and they're trying to gain access to the area, but they're saying the access is the main concern here. I asked her whether they know whether there are any casualties, and she said as it stands right now, it is a report they cannot confirm, but as far as they are concerned, there are no casualties as we speak. So what they appeal is the coordination to fight this entire fire is where the problem is starting from, Moega, because she's saying that they have all the equipment ready, but they cannot access the building. And they're pleading with the police to clear the area. As soon as I get more information from the one coordinating this entire project here, I'll give you more details on that, Wahiga. But they are clarifying that their firefighting truck did not run out of water. The concern that they had is they can't gain access. So she's saying that they tried to gain access from the backside, but there are so many people around there that they want the police to clear. That's why the truck came back again. So they're saying they have 4 firefighting trucks and 2 water boozers that have been deployed to try and contain the fire in the 9-story building right now as we speak.
Trevor, let me interrupt you.
Across the entire floor, but as soon as I get more info.
Okay, Trevor, hang on there 1 minute. What we have now are images on our screen of cars being almost literally pushed out, if not slowly driven out of what should be the ground floor or the basement of this building at this time. And of course, this is not possible for the ones that are 1 floor up because they are very close to the flames. But we now have our cameraman, and there you can see the shot of where the flame is on the 1st floor there. But within this basement area at this time, it seems they've been able to get some of the vehicles out at this time, and the shot